Today's video will review 15 questions regarding aircraft performance from the oral portion of the FAA Private Pilot Checkride. What is a stall and what causes an aircraft to stall? A stall is a rapid decrease in lift caused by the separation of airflow from the wing's surface, brought on by exceeding the critical angle of attack. An airplane will stall when the critical angle of attack is exceeded. What is angle of attack? Angle of attack is the angle that is formed by the chord of the airfoil and the direction of the relative wind. What is the difference between the Vy and Vx speeds? Vx is the best angle of climb speed. The best angle of climb speed will enable the pilot to get the greatest amount of altitude gain over the shortest distance. Vy is the best rate of climb speed. The best rate of climb allows for the greatest amount of altitude gain over the shortest period of time. What is our takeoff weight and center of gravity for today's flight? In preparation for the private pilot Checkride, we recommend pilots calculate the weight and balance data for the aircraft they are flying before the Checkride and understand how to calculate weight and balance figures. The weight and balance chart to the left is from the operating handbook for a Cessna 172 Skyhawk at a local flight school. Let's assume the empty weight of the airplane is 1,642 pounds, and we have one pilot and passenger each weighing 200 pounds for a total of 400 pounds. We also have 100 pounds of baggage and 50 gallons of fuel. Remember, 1 gallon of fuel equals 6 pounds. To calculate the moments for each item, we use the chart on the left, which is found in the pilot's operating handbook. Start with the pilot and passenger with a combined weight of 400 pounds. Draw a line over from the left of the chart until you intersect the line that says pilot and front passengers. Then draw the line down until it intersects the bottom of the chart. You can see the moment for two occupants at 400 pounds is 15. Then just do the same thing for each of the corresponding weights to find the moment. Then add up the weights and moments to find the total aircraft weight and center of gravity. Based on weight and balance for today's flight, which category are we in? Your pilot examiner may ask what category you are in based on the weight and balance of the aircraft. To find the answer to this question, use the table as shown on the left, which can be found in the pilot's operating handbook for the aircraft you are flying. For this example, we will draw a line from the left between 2,400 and 2,500 since our aircraft weight is 2,442 pounds. Then we'll draw a line up just to the right of 100 since our CG is 102.1. Since the two arrows intersect in the normal category, we are in the normal category. How does air density affect an aircraft's performance? Air density directly affects the lift produced by an aircraft, power output of the engine, and propeller efficiency. What is the standard pressure and temperature? The standard atmosphere at sea level has a surface temperature of 59 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius and a surface pressure of 29.92 inches of mercury. What are the definitions of pressure altitude and density altitude? The Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge defines pressure altitude as the height above the standard datum plane. Another way of stating this is altitude corrected for non-standard pressure. Density altitude is pressure altitude corrected for non-standard temperature. Define maneuvering speed. Maneuvering speed is symbolized by the letters VA. The maneuvering speed is the maximum speed at which full or abrupt control movements may be used without overstressing the airframe. What are the four forces of flight? The four forces acting on an airplane when in flight are lift, weight, thrust, and drag. What factors affect air density? The four factors that affect air density are temperature, altitude, humidity, and barometric pressure. What is ground effect? Ground effect occurs due to the interference of the ground surface with the airflow patterns about the aircraft in flight. When an aircraft in flight comes within several feet of the surface, a change occurs in the three-dimensional flow pattern around the aircraft because the vertical component of the airflow around the wing is restricted by the surface. Ground effect can give pilots the sensation of floating just before touchdown, and sometimes it can seem like the airplane doesn't want to go any lower. This floating sensation is due to ground effect. What are the effects of flying with an aft center of gravity? An aircraft with a center of gravity that is too far aft of limits is susceptible becoming very difficult to control, making spin and stall recovery very difficult or impossible. How do you recover from a spin? One way to remember the spin recovery steps is the acronym PAIR. Once the spin starts, the pilot should reduce power to idle and keep ailerons neutral. Full rudder pressure should then be applied in the direction opposite the direction of the spin. The pilot should then apply brisk, forward elevator pressure by pushing forward on the yoke. Once the spin is broken, the last step is to apply back elevator pressure to return to straight and level flight. What are some flight situations where an unintentional spin could occur? Situations where unintentional spins can occur during flight are engine failure on takeoff, cross-controlled turns from base to final, engine failure on final approach to landing, and during go-arounds with improper flap retraction and full nose-up trim. Thank you for watching the video. Please like the video and subscribe for more flight training and aviation-related educational videos.